Hello, everyone, and welcome to Isaac News Today, where we are here to answer your questions, share some fun facts, and have a discussion. So, thank you very much for being here. How has y'all's week been? What's been happening for you? It has just been crazy here. Uh, we got a audience member today, and we like to replay everything. But with our live studio audience comes a real live laugh track. No pre-recorded laughs allowed. So, let's get right into it, shall we? With our fun fact of the day, our source comes from pbs.org. And I gotta admit, I was a little hungry when I was looking this up, and I found that the sandwich was invented in the 1700s. I would have thought it would have been sooner, but, that's okay. And I found out, too, it was first documented by French writer Pierre-Jean Grosley, where he wrote how he noticed that John Montague, the Earl of Sandwich, ate a piece of bread, a piece of beef between two slices of bread. Sorry, I just saw a comment that said, "Can we see the live studio audience?" Only if the live studio audience wants to, and they do not. They did not sign the proper waivers. Sorry, Andrew, but thank you. Alf, another great week in Missouri. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for being here. So, guys, that is our fun fact. If you ever want to know, the sandwich was invented by the Earl of Sandwich, or at least the first documented sandwich was. And it was written by a French writer when he was in England. Check out PBS for more. Andrew, before we move on, he says, did you know Hawaii is also called the Sandwich Islands since one of his relatives found the islands? Really? To any of my Hawaiian buffs out there, did you know this? Because I know you're out there. All right, so welcome to the dojo, grasshoppers. And we're going to get right into your questions today as soon as we emerge from the inky blackness. All right, we are there. And Anders says, that's too sad. That's too sad. I really wanted to see the studio audience. Sorry. And Alf says, Miracle Whip, white bread, and bologna is the best sandwich of all time. I will fight you on that. That is not true. But thank you. Okay, so our first question comes from SOS. Sounds important. Welcome to the show. I am an 11-year-old human being, and I really want this thing that is $35. I have never spent that much, so I have enough money to afford 56 of them. That's a lot. Should I buy just one or not buy it at all? I want a yes or no answer. Before I answer you, that's very impressive that you could save $35 56 times. So I'm going to do the math just so y'all can see. 35 times 56, 1,960. If you have that much and you want this, go for it. I guess you want a yes or no. My initial response is no, because I don't know what it is that you're wanting to buy, and I don't know if it's appropriate for an 11-year-old human being. If it is, yes, go for it. Thank you for asking, SOS. Okay, next up we have Matilda. Welcome to the show, Matilda. If you were asked to tutor someone in a certain subject, what subjects would you feel most qualified to tutor? Math, science, English. I actually am a math tutor for any of y'all who... Little plug there. But, yeah, really, I can teach almost anything, because everyone I've met has told me, wow, I never would have explained it that way, but that makes perfect sense. So that is what I would say. Thank you for asking, Matilda. What subjects do y'all feel confident enough that you could tutor someone else? Because I think it was Phil Collins and Tarzan who had the lyrics in learning you will teach and in teaching you will learn. And that's just so true. The more you teach, the more you realize how true it is. So that is what I think. From Tom, I have to do a science project for school. Do you have any suggestions? Yes. Moving on. Okay, no. Okay, Tom. Baking soda volcano is always good. You could get a bowl of water, dump a bunch of pepper, and then introduce soap. That's always pretty cool. What else? Ooh. You could do an experiment where you freeze different liquids and see what happens. Like water is the only liquid that expands when it freezes. Everything else gets smaller. Jordan says do one on an atom bomb. Yeah, you could do that. Probably will get contacted by some special people. But yeah, if you can do it, hook me up. I'd like to know how to do that. Okay. From far and away, They ask, I see you were visiting your brother last week. I was. Good for you. It was great to see you two co-hosting. How do you maintain such a great relationship when you live far apart? We had this question last week, and so it's going to be a little repetitive to anyone who watched, but communicate. We call each other. We'll play games from, well, he's on one side of the country and I'm on the other. Just show grace, because when you're apart, that means you're both experiencing different things. And so that means you may say something that offends one or the other, and you just got to roll with it and say, hey, that's how it works. Andrew, how many siblings do you have? You should know, Andrew. Andrew's my only brother, for those of you who don't know, and I love having him in the audience. So thank you for being here, bro. So from Conservative in College 2, welcome, Conservative in College 2. Andrew, are you the oldest or the youngest? My God, I'm the youngest. I am the youngest of two. And my brother is the oldest of two. I can tell he was going to be typing that one. So, yes, it's very fun. I like our dynamic a lot. We're like yin and yang. And the more time you spend with both of us, the more you see just how true that is. Okay, so what is the best way to help others see the value in being a conservative without alienating others who don't feel the same way? Great question, right, audience? Yes, yeah, great question. So, Andrew, I wasn't going to type that. Yes, you were. You so were. But the best way to help others see the value in being a conservative, that's tough. I'm not going to lie. I've been thinking a lot about it, and really, your opinion only matters when you do. That's the best thing I got. So when you're a conservative in college, unless you've done a lot of research and you're willing for a lot of headache to stand up and prove against people who won't listen, the best thing I can say is be kind, smile, keep showing that your way is the best way, and then the people who come to respect you will see that, and they will hopefully listen. That's what you can do. Sorry, a comment threw me off. And my brother is saying, I can't hear the audience very well. Can they speak up? Can you, audience?
Yes.
Yes, they can. All right. I hope that helps Conservative in College, too. It's not easy, but to quote the penguins of Madagascar, just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. So stand up when it's right. You'll just feel it in your gut. But when you try to force people to change, that's when they resist you the most and will not listen to you. So when they ask you what's special, that's what it is. I hope that helps. And moving on, from Robot in Disguise. Yeah, okay, I like that. Does anyone else read it like that? I did, okay. If you could transform into, I knew it was. If you could transform into anything like the Transformers line of action figures, what would it be? Thanks for the show. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'd transform either into a plane, a rocket, or a submarine. Unless we're including the animals that they could transform into, like tigers and stuff. Then I'd want to be an armadillo, because no one could kill the armadillo. Oh, Kim, yes, I agree. My audience does sound very beautiful. Yes, thank you. That's so sweet. Glad you're here. Okay, so that's what I would do. What would y'all transform into if you had the option? Like a transformer. If you were a robot and could become anything, what would it be? Maybe a fridge, because then people would always be giving me food, and then I could eat whatever I wanted. That would be awesome. Like, if I wasn't trying to change the world, I would be a fridge. Okay, from Animal. Welcome to the show, Animal. Glad to have you back. Who would win in a battle between a parrot and a goat? I'm curious to see what you think. Wow. Andrew says he would transform into a dragon or an airplane. Alf says I would transform into a dragon too. And those are great options, guys. But I think, all in all, the goat would win, because I don't think a parrot could. It's a goat. If you guys don't know, it's also an acronym for greatest of all time. So I think the goat's going to win. Unless the parrot can mimic, like, the voice of the shepherd of the goat and, like, lead the goat off a cliff. That would be the one way I could see the parrot winning. Who do y'all think would win? Like, there's a lot. Parker, yes, goat for show. Exactly. Yes, for show, the goat would know. Dad says, I'll answer parrot. Reason he has a gun. The parrot does not have a gun, Alf. No. How? How would you even? Never mind. Okay, from Try and Save. Love the name. How? Wait. Ooh, Killian says I'd be an espresso machine. That would be awesome. Then you could give yourself your own energy, man. I love that. Okay, Andrew says, what about the blood-sucking parrots in New Zealand? But they exist and kill a lot of sheep. Like I said, I think the parrot could, but it didn't say a blood-sucking parrot, did it, Andrew? It said a parrot. And Alf says, yes, he does. Yes, okay. So I like this. Keep up the debate, guys. I'm going to move to the next one. From Try and Save, how much should I save every month? And where should it go to be saved? I have a piggy bank, and my parents put money under their mattress. Both are good, I think. But then I thought, why not ask Life Sensei? So I am. I'm glad you are. Thank you. First, you got to decide what you want to do with your money. Do you want your money to stay the same? Or do you want to possibly make more money? Do you want to make a lot more money and risk losing it all? Or do you want to try to make money and realize you could lose some of it? That's what I think you should figure out. But to me, I use Edward Jones. I started a mutual fund when I was, I think, 18 or 17, around that age. And it was when I was working full-time as well as being a full-time student. And when I did a budget, I started investing $100 a month. And the first year, you almost always lose money because that's just what it is. It's your money entering the marketplace, and sometimes it has a rough start. But over time, it's now growing, and I'm making a profit from investing. Not much, because it's a mutual fund, and I am not investing $100 a month as a full-time student. That's rough. Okay. I hope that helps Try and Save. And to anyone else, what is your advice for saving money? Assuming that you're good with money. But, okay. I hope that helps Try and Save. Now we have one from Brad Hanks. Welcome to the show, Brad. If you could be given one role in any production, such as movie, Broadway play, etc., what would it be? I'm going to be a little generic here. Anything. I would take anything in Broadway, movie, etc. I think I could be a good hero, but with my personality, being nice as my default, I really like it when I can play a villain. So I would love to be like a good villain, or for like a series, I would like to play like a crazy person, like just really lose it and see how convincing it would be. But I wouldn't want that to be my first role because I don't want to be typecast as a crazy person. So that would be that. And Parker says sometimes you got to spend money to make money. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's called investing. I like it. But also, if y'all could have one role in anything, what would it be? If I had to choose the kind of media, TV series that goes on for like 11 years. Doesn't matter what it is. I would do it. But, okay, no. We all have to have our standards. Okay, from Woody or Rather, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. Would you rather have a boxing glove for a hand, or would you rather have swimmer flipper feet? Would you rather eat a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich or a ham and toe cheese sandwich? I'm sorry. Ooh, Sarah, I would love to play Meg or Joe in Little Women. That is a great show. I hope you get the opportunity to. In my life, I have had the chance to play Professor Bear in a production of Little Women, and that was so very fun to practice my German accent. It was quite fun and very entertaining for me, and the audience liked it as well. But I think that's what they told me at the end of the show. So I guess I would rather have swimmer flipper feet because I have Polish in my blood, so my feet are already wider than the average person, so just a bit more, and I can swim better. Why not? A boxing glove for a hand, you couldn't hold a sandwich with that, and that would be awful. And so if I would rather eat a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich, I guess, as long as the stingers were gone. Kim says, Mr. Rudy said he would want to be Archie Bunker. I like it. Alf says, I want to replace Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. Oh, I could see you doing that. Alf. And Andrew says he was offered the role of Joe, but turned it down. I question that story, Andrew, but you go ahead and dream. And then if y'all had to choose boxing glove or flipper feet and jellyfish or toe cheese, I would rather try to eat a jellyfish as long as it wasn't like a poisonous one. From Bobbert, Thank you very much for being on the show, Bobbert. Which U.S. national park would you visit if you could go anywhere? Really, Lorraine? Boxer glove? Instead of flipper feet? Wow, okay. Wouldn't have expected that. I guess you don't like swimming, though, but okay. The national park I would visit, you gotta go to Yellowstone, in my opinion. That's like the epitome of national parks. The first national park I think of is that. Wait, maybe... No, the Black Hills isn't a national park. Not in the U.S., anyway. Well, wait, where would y'all go? I'm not too familiar with how many national parks there are. But any national monument I would go to. I think that would be fun. Thank you for asking. Okay, from Market Glacier. Yes, Glacier. That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate it. So from Marcus, I watch a really cool live stream every Friday night. Good for you. Andrew, where would your audience go? Glacier, man. Come on, Glacier, Yellowstone. Yeah, Alf, thank you. Yeah, Glacier and Yellowstone. Now, back to Marcus. The host is awesome and funny, but he didn't live up to his viewers' expectations. Oh, that's horrible. 2 weeks ago, they asked him to try some spicy food, and he deprived them of that. Oh, he did he? What could I do to motivate him to entertain his fans more and do the fun challenges they ask him to do? Thanks. Well, you need to understand that host has limits. There's some things he can't do. But before we get there, Kimberly says she would visit the petrified forest. You know what? That sounds fascinating from the name alone. I think that would be fun to do too. But Marcus, you're right. That's terrible when a host doesn't do what they said, and I think I might have let you down. So I was prepared for this, and so I got some candy here. I hope the mic isn't too annoying with it. But I got Red Hots and hot tamales. They're not jalapenos or a tablespoon of cayenne, which I don't know what maniac requested that. That's just horrible. That's like the cinnamon challenge, but spicy. So now I need to just try to open this. So how would you guys like this? Would you like hot tamales and then Red Hots, or would you like them both at the same time? Because you guys like making me try things that are just awful. You know, my brother tricked me when I was there too, and he did it when there wasn't a camera around. And he made me try this ginger ale that's spicy. Like, have y'all ever had spicy soda? Why would they make that? And it doesn't say it's spicy soda. The only clue you have is on the bottle. It says just the right amount of kick. Catherine, ghost pepper is the way to go. No, please. I don't like spice. You guys, mild at Taco Bell is spicy to me, okay? Why would you want me to eat a ghost pepper? Okay, you know what? Okay, I see both at the same time. Thank you, Lyrian. Okay, tell you what. I'm just going to do neither hot food burn bad, me no like. That comes from our viewer named Alf. You guys know that spicy isn't even a flavor, right? Hang on, here we go. There we go. That, like, I got a whole handful here for you monsters. Okay, fine, here we go. Never ask someone to do something you wouldn't do yourself, so I know you guys would do this for me. Alright. Oh my gosh, the textures of both are so different. I mean, these aren't that bad. Oh, Andrew, I bet you do love the ghost pepper idea. Ugh. I shouldn't have eaten so many. Okay, we're gonna move to the next one. Gosh dang it, okay. From Socks. Ugh. Sorry, guys. It's not that they're spicy, there's just so many and they're crunchy and soft at the same time. Okay. Oh, my tongue's red. Okay. Do you think being a Christian changes how one approaches politics? Please don't choke. I'm not choking. It's okay. Andrew, maybe eat it and then do the show. Oh, gee, brilliant. But, okay. Do you think being a Christian changes how one approaches politics? If so, how? Absolutely. Being a Christian changes everything about your life. And if it doesn't, then you're not really a Christian. But how? If you're a real Christian, in my opinion, you should be more aware of other people's surroundings. Of other people. Sorry, the spice is in my brain. You should be more aware of other people and care about their needs. You shouldn't be selfish. So on and so forth. You should just be shining the light of Christ wherever you go. And that would reflect in your policies, I believe. Do you care about everyone, or do you care about a special group, or are you only supporting things that are clearly against the Bible? I hope that helps. I'm not entirely sure. Now I can put this on again. But yeah, I feel if you have to ask that, there's a bit more research and soul searching we can do personally. To me, it changes everything. Thank you for asking, Socks. From curious... Oh, shoot. Guys, wait a minute. We have our philosophy phrase of the day. And our philosophy quote, I'm going to let you guys try and guess this. This one's pretty famous. It is the mark of an educated man to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. I'll even give you a little image here. This is the guy. Any guesses? Andrew, yes, I know it's a popular show, Hot Ones or whatever, on TV. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you. Who is this guy? All right, that's enough time. It's Aristotle, one of the most brilliant minds of the millennia. And I just think that's a great thing we need to remember. It's okay to think about something. You don't have to accept it just because you're thinking about it. Maybe that'll come up later. Ooh, good guesses, Andrew and Kim. Socrates and Cicero, so close and yet so far. But from Curious, they are asking, how is your book coming along? Oh, that's so sweet of you to ask. It's coming along very well. I think I have about 2 to 3 more chapters maybe, but this is the most I've ever written. I'm at 150 pages so far, and I like it. I hope other people do too. And when I'm done, I'll ask for some people for advice on it or what they think. So if y'all are interested, stay tuned. And thank you so much for asking, Curious. So from Friend, welcome friend, if there was one thing about a liberal's mindset you could change, what would it be? And likewise, if there was one thing you could change about a conservative's mindset, what would it be? Great question. This is great, and I want you guys to think about this too. Feel free to put anything in the comments. But I feel there's one thing that both could work on, and that's realizing the news isn't everyone. Because then it's not news. What we see on the news of screaming liberals, screaming conservatives, that's not how we are. You know, not everyone on each side is an idiot. We're not enemies. We can sit down, we can talk about this. Because as a communication major, I've realized every problem in the world, from as small as Tommy not sharing with Sally to war, they all happen because of communication. Or the lack thereof. So we need to be able to sit down and talk, and that's what I would change with both. We both need to calm down, sit down, have tea, and smile. That's what I'd say. And can you eat some more candy while you do the rest of the show? Why do you want to torture me, brother? Why? Victoria, so true. Thank you. I agree. I mean, that's tough. Exactly, Catherine. Yes, we both sides need to listen to one another, because it's the equivalent of little kids going, hey, well, look at this. Yeah, well, this isn't what my daddy said. Well, my daddy could beat up your dad. It's like, what are we even talking about anymore? We're talking about nothing and things we can't fix, or things that will take far too long to fix in a lifetime. And we're worrying about nothing. We all just need to sit down and calm and listen. Sorry, guys, that candy went to my head. So from Galaxy, hang on, there's a piece of candy here. What is your favorite Disney movie? Who is your favorite Disney character? If you could be any Marvel character, movies or comics, who would you be? That's a good question. Favorite Disney movie? Initially, I want to say any of the Lilo and Stitch movies. because I consider the musicals different than the movies. Maybe I'm wrong there, but Andrew, that's true. We all know Texas could beat up everybody. Probably it's a pretty big state. But favorite Disney movie? If we're talking musicals or regular movies, that's two completely different things. But Lilo and Stitch, I just like that. Favorite Disney character? Stitch. I love it that he can roll into a ball, his super strength, and like is technically an alien. I love that. And if I could be any Marvel character, movies or comics, that should be obvious. I'm wearing red, guys. I would be anyone who's red. Right now, I think I'd want to be Carnage, but without the crazy, because he's just so cool and like you can chop him up and he can just regenerate. I just love that. What is y'all's favorite Disney movie? Because that is a very difficult question. Favorite Disney character and who would you be? All these apply to you guys. I want to know. And Kim, I so agree with you. Both sides need to remember that they are not leaders, but servants of the people that elect them. Yes. So if you have a problem with each other, it's not with each other. It's with the leaders who are saying, this is what we represent. Beauty and the Beast, Story of Redemption. Oh, that is a good one. I do like Beauty and the Beast. Okay, from the Passionate Cheese Lover. Love it already. Ooh, Victoria says Lion King. What? Okay. From the Passionate Cheese Lover, in your opinion, what are the best toppings for a pizza? Also, in your opinion, what are the worst toppings? You're amazing. Keep up the good work. Oh, you're so sweet. Best toppings? Meat. Meat and cheese. Those are all you need. But what are the worst? You know what? Spinach, too. Spinach is good. Like chicken, bacon, ranch pizza. That's fantastic. But the worst toppings? Pineapple. I don't like pineapple unless it's designed to be a sweet pizza. I don't get why people want savory and sweet together. I just ugh. So there really is no set of which is the best and which is the worst. But to me, pineapple and pepperoni. I don't like pepperoni. Ooh, Rudy says he likes The Lion King. Andrew says he likes Finding Nemo. I want to be Bruce. That would be good. I could see that. Alf, the best pizza and ham is margarita. From Tutu, they are asking, what's the temperature in your own town tonight? Let me find out. The temperature in my town is, I just checked a while ago, but it might have changed, 68 degrees at 7:28 p.m. To any of you guys who want to know. That is, yeah, good. Lorraine says she likes the original Parent Trap movie. That's pretty good. And Sarah says she's like, the best is sausage, the worst is anchovies. Yes. And Kimberly likes fresh basil and tomato. Ooh, that's good. I like that. Andrew says your palate is clearly not very refined. Really, tough guy? And what do you enjoy on pizza, huh? Ironically, Hawaii pizza is originally from Canada, Alf. Really? I buy it. What's the temperature where y'all are? It's kind of cold. It's getting colder here, but that's strange because we're going into summer. We had rain. That was good. All right, last question. From Spock. Then they have this symbol. So I guess it's Spock, and then they do that. Do you believe in aliens? I think it's wrong to say no, or it's small-minded to say no, and you sound crazy if you say yes. So that is my answer for you. And Kimberly says, Tutu, I'm freezing. 37 feels like 28, expecting snow. Yes, I love snow for a while. And Alf says it is 72 in Fort Wood. Good. I'm glad. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this time. We're going to enter our last two ones here where I'm just going to give off some information. Thank you, Victoria. Yes, I like to think it was a good answer, too. But what I'm going to talk about right now is my Conservative in College segment. And like I said, the whole point of this is to entertain ideas without believing them. If you disagree with me, great. But these are just what's been happening in my life and my thoughts. So brace yourselves, guys. We are talking about history. This week, we talked about the Vietnam War and the 1960s, which happened at the same time. In my test that I had to take over them, we had to discuss what the counterculture movement was. And after my research, I have to say, I'm seeing parallels in today's society. So, in a nutshell, for those of you who don't know, the counterculture movement was the youth of the 1960s rebelling against society, the bureaucracy, which they also called the man. And you might ask yourself, what were they rebelling against, or what did they rebel to do? Well, they said they were rebelling in the name of freedom, but it was the freedom to do drugs, be as promiscuous as they desired, and reject their families and everything they came from. They also invented rock and roll, which is one of the good things out of the movement. But regardless, studying the counterculture movement made me see today's society differently. It's like deja vu. We're seeing people saying society is bad. Oh, down with society. But it seems to me like if we're going to have another counterculture movement, it's going to be the exact opposite of the first one. We would have to start rebelling against rebelling, if you will. And that's my initial thought from my conservative in college. I'm not saying to rebel. I'm saying if we do rebel, it would be like rebel against rebelling. Stop rebelling against authority. Things like that. So I found it fascinating, and I hope you do too. For any historians who think I'm quoting the counterculture movement wrong or I have the 1960s wrong, please let me know. Share it with someone who might think I'm wrong. I like debate. So as we enter my closing thoughts of the day, I want to ask you guys a question. And before I ask, I want to set it up for you. While I was searching the web, I found a video where a professor attacks a student for supporting the police in a speech, verbally attacking. It was over Zoom. And now the professor's reasoning against supporting the police was because, quote, it's systemic. She went on to say more, but systemic, and when she said it's systemic, that means we can't fix it. And that surprised me, because that reasoning, saying it's systemic, therefore we can't fix it. So then, using her logic, unless I'm wrong, the phrase it's systemic means that it's the system, and no matter what, no matter who's in the system, no matter how they try to fix it, it will always be bad or prejudiced against certain individuals. Which is possible. I've taken a government class, and we learned about how systems are set up. Some are made to change with the people who are in them. Some are meant to stay the same. But yet, I can't say that's the police. Police have existed all around the world in every situation, every civilization in every country. So it's possible our police system isn't a systemic problem. If it is, and always will be, then here's the question I have for you guys. What's the difference with the Democratic Party? Now, right there, I'm not attacking the Democratic Party, but I'm trying to use and understand the professor's logic. If the police can always change or can't change, why could the Democratic Party change and become the hero, and the Republican Party change and become the racist party? I don't get that. Some have quoted at me when I have briefly mentioned this. They're like, oh, the Republican and Democratic Party flipped back in time. But I'm in one of the top 10 liberal colleges in Texas, and we've been going over from 1875 to present day. And throughout the whole class, we're almost done now. We're at the 1960s, 1970s. That flip hasn't happened yet. So that leads me to question the credibility of that statement. But even besides that, if it is systemic and they flipped, then that could mean they would flip all they want and they still wouldn't change. The Democratic Party would always be, no matter who was in there, the racist party that wanted to keep slavery and segregation, even if the exact same people changed. So what's the difference? I don't get it. So while you guys think about that, I'm just going to say, in the end, I always treat authority with respect and have greater respect for those who do the same. Now, these were just my thoughts, and if you want to answer me or have something to add, feel free. The only way we can achieve peace or understanding is to communicate with each other and stop viewing others as villains or roadblocks or idiots. And like Aristotle said, we have to be able to think about ideas without accepting them. So please, like and share this. If there's someone you think would disagree with me, please share this with them. I would very much like to have a conversation. But until then, I will see you all same time, same place next week. Good night, grasshoppers. God bless.